Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to continue what we started in the billings application. Hey, Brenda, this one, I'm going to give you an exercise after today's session. So remember we did it in the beginning of the semester?
Yes, I do remember.
Now we're going to have it one level higher. Okay, after, and you will see the idea is very similar to the idea you have in your project. Okay, and then Daniel will implement the same things in his website. Okay, let's start. We're going back to billings applications, and in the billing applications we have that one. Last time we did customers. We looked and we saw that we have the customer, new create customer. We clicked on that. We added a name. Brian, here we go, Jimmy. Where is Kisa? I didn't see him. I think he went back to school.
Yes, he has gone to school.
So
Comes back the evening.
will he be able to do it on Sundays and Wednesdays? Okay. So this one, you see, this is the screen I put in data in. I click here, it takes me back, and here we go, you put the date. You see that? That's pretty cool. We would like to add buttons here. We want to understand, I'm going to go over, as I promised last time, I'm going to go over what we did last time one more time. I think it was too hard, in my opinion, and we should go over it one more time. After we finish going over that, I want to put buttons here, okay? And after we do buttons, we're done with this one. Then I would give you an exercise to do the same things for the items and the same structure for the items, and do it with your mentor. That would be a hard exercise, but really you'll have all the foundation. So let's start, okay? Let's go back. I'm going to delete, by the way, some of the rows here so we don't get too many of them. The way we do it, just to remind you, I'm not doing it coincidentally, to remind you that the reason is why we have administrator. If I go to the same place and put admin, I get the administrative page. This is Django did it for me. And the one we're dealing with this application, we're going to customers. So we have this one here. By the way, if I want, I can delete the record right from here. And we will see, we'll do it in such a way, we'll add a button of delete. So we will do it later on. But for now, just to show you, you can do it manually. You really shouldn't do it manually. Generally speaking, only the developer or the programmer, but definitely the final user shouldn't really use this one. It's designed for administrator, for you, basically. So you tell me, are you sure you want to delete? Yes. How do I know that they already deleted all of that? If I go to this one and I refresh the page, I have less rows. All right? So we have less rows in this one. So we can say, I can delete it from here, but in a minute we'll see I will add the buttons to delete a specific row. In fact, this button is supposed to do the work for deleting the row. Okay, but let's do a review of last session as I promised. Let's go from scratch, okay? I'm opening here the program, trades, applications, we have billings. By the way, this is the one we're doing. This one I did last semester, so I'm copying stuff just to speed up the process. But again, the billing is one of the application. Remind you one more time. In order for an application, after we create this one with a command of start app, if you remember, we create the structure, we put it under the app, we must add it to the setting in the base. I remind you, I'm just doing really a review, your exam is coming up. We have to add a row here, telling him we have a new application. And where is this application? It is under the trade, apps, the billings. Everybody must know it. Otherwise, you won't know that there's a new application. That's one thing. The second thing, okay, it's we must integrate it inside the URL of the project. Why is it the URL of the projects? We said it many times. See, this is the trades. Right under the trades, I have all those directories, and I have this file. This is the main door, you can call it, for this project. And it has several applications. I must have this one in here because when I put in the browser here, the billings, it should know where to go. When I put the billings and I hit enter, it takes me to the page of the billings. And how does it do it? Very simple. It's going over here and looking for, it's not admin, it's not nothing, it's not to do, it's the billing. If I put to do, it will go to the to do application. If I put game store, and that's what you're going to do as your assignment, okay? The game store, it will go to the game store, we'll see. If I want to go to the Uganda towns, it will go to Uganda towns. We'll talk about it today, okay? With the certificate too, okay? But this is just another applications, okay? Every application, the one we focused on now, it's this one. So this line must be there. Now, as I said many times, I love to copy for myself. I don't really remember every time. So when I want to add a new application, I always copy one and just change the name. Instead of to do, I put the billings. And that's the way if I'm adding another one, or copy from yourself. Don't be shy, it's hard to remember by heart. It is really hard. So it's a good idea to copy from yourself. If I add another application, I will just take this one, copy it, see, and just change the name of the other application. And that will work. Okay? So that's the second, very important. After I get from here, it takes me, if I'm writing here, the billings, it means it's taking me to the application, the billings application. And he is going to look for the URLs. The URLs is right here. So it's going to go here. And if you notice, and let's do it, okay? Let's do it. It's taking me there. And then right after that, if I don't put anything, so it will give me the index. And that's really what we see now. This is the index page. But if I want, see, when we're clicking on the customer, what are we really doing? All what we're really doing is telling him, go to here. And see, if I take this one, copy it and put it here, it will be just like clicking on that button. See, I will hit on it. Here it is. It's so simple. It becomes to be so simple. The only difference is, that's the beautiful part, and I'm going to review that in a second. If I'm already here, this is my main application. I have buttons here. Hey, Jimmy. How are you, Jimmy? Did you join us?
Yes.
Okay, good to see you.
Thank you.
Okay.
Dr. Hummus. Hello.
Yeah, I hear you.
I apologize for yesterday. I had a tight program that thought I would join later, but I went through the work and we are adding on the loops.
No, I know you too well. I know how serious you are. So I know that you probably had a reason. So, but as I told everybody, please work hard. Next week I'm going to be in Uganda, and I want you and Daniel, okay, and Jeremiah to present your project. We're going to make a presentation. Okay,
Yes, we
I'm going
will.
to walk out to have a meeting with the town clerks, and I want to show them what you can do in computers. And later on, we will tell them we can teach accounting, We can teach training, government stuff, administrations.
Yes.
We can add more web pages for every topic embedded in Academy CD. One thing I was thinking, sorry that I stopped the session, we might buy a domain, you know, Jimmy? We might buy a domain and we'll add it to the Academy City, the one that you're working with Daniel. And that one, we will show how you can put in our web server. It will be automatically, will take you, and we make it look like a different business. Got it?
Yes.
Okay, but you're getting close there. You're getting close, like we did with the UgandaTown.com.
Okay.
Okay, so we're getting close. Okay, let me continue. What I would like to is, we got to here. See, when we're clicking on the customer, all what it does is really adding this one here. But for many reasons, next certificate, in fact, certificate 3, when I go into deeper, the way I taught you how you can do it so it will go there, we said if we go the program, the billings, we have the base, the billings. All the templates, all those templates we put in inside, they will inherit from this one. Let's open the index. See, the index has on the top best the billings. Let's close it. I go to customer list. This is the one we just saw. Also, you see, it goes from here. Let's look at this one. This is very crucial. By the way, this is a good review for the exam. This one is tagging it from the base. We went over it. We added other things and we put a button for main. So when I go to, here we go, let's go back to the main page. That's the main. And I refresh. When I click on billings, I'm getting main customers. Who gave me this main? Where is that one came from? That one came from because in the billings, I added this one to the toolbar. And how does it work? I remind you, it's important to know it by heart. You put a URL, you say to which application you want to go and to which link you want to go. Meaning, this one, it tells me, go to the URL of the main application. Where is the main application? Right in here. Go to the URL. And in the URL, where do I want you to go? Go to the home link. By the way, don't get confused. Although I always keep the same name, but you don't have to. I'm looking for the word home in the name. And here I found it. So it's linking me to here. Everybody got it? And from here, it will take me to here, which comes from the view. And when I do Control B, it takes me to this function. And it gives me the home page. Okay? Now, after I got to the home page, so basically, this one, adding this one allows me, when I click here, to go back to the main page. When I click on here, it takes me to the billings. Where did we see that link? We saw that link, by the way, again. This is the main page. It's the home page that's giving me all of that. By the way, remember, this is always the same. This is coming from the base, the very base. All the rest coming from another place. Let's look where. Let's look where. This should be in the main page. Let's go to the main page. I go to the main page. Main page. Templates. Hey, the main also have a base. I double click on it. And here we go. See all those links. Billings, to do draw, UgandaTown, and all of them are links that appear when I go to the main application. Fair enough? When I click on the billings, is only things it's doing is really putting the billings. Okay, and the way it does it, if you look here, one more things. When I click on billing, it says, go to the URL of the billings, go to his index. And when he's going to his index, in fact, what it really does, it goes to the URLs here, look for the index, and takes me to this function. And this function takes me to this one. And this one says, okay, show me the index template. What is the index? Double click. Here we go. What do we have in the index? That's what we see right here. That's really what we have here. So let's look at the index one more time. I have done it many times with you. I believe it's worth the time. First of all, we see here another button. It says customers. But before the customers, there is one that's coming from here. Please pay attention. There is a man. This one gives me this man. It makes that link. The second one is coming from the index. Everybody got it? So it's like it's taking one over the other one. You know, the billings that I extending here it is. The billings, really, this one, the best billings is adding the man, extending the base, and I already showed that to you. If I go to the base in the templates, there's a lot of stuff. This is really the true website. But we are smart. We're putting blocks. And look at that, that's beautiful. The log off we put here. Whatever we put for the application gonna come here. And whatever we put for the page comes here. So I have 3 layers. That's always will be there. This will be for different applications. And this one will be for a different page in a specific application. That's why the base is giving me this one. Who is giving me the main? The main is giving me whatever I'm putting here. Where am I putting this one? It's right here. Look at that. Let me copy it so you can believe me. Copy it big here. This page is extending this page, meaning whatever I put inside here, by the way, look at that. It was empty there. It's exactly the same. It's the same things. You see, it says block and end block, and that's exactly what I have. But here it's empty, and I'm filling it up. When I'm filling it up, I'm telling him, put a link to the main. So therefore, he's putting really a link to the main right here. Okay, I didn't really do anything with this one. That comes later on. Next step. When I go to the index, here, please pay attention. I'm putting this one. Let's go back to the base. This is really nothing but this one. So this one, the base debilling, filling it up with link to the main. And this one, it's designed to be filled by the index. And I'm adding the customer. So if I ask you in the exam, where is this customers come from? That's from the index template. This is coming from the base debillings, and this is coming from the base. That's pretty cool. And you can add more. I don't really have to have all the customers. We'll add more today, even today. That's must know. No compromise. Must know for certificate 1. Okay? Let's move on. I'm going to close this one. I'm going to close this one. I'm going to close this one. And we want to focus now on the index. We want to focus on the URLs, and we want to call on the viewers and really understand everything else. This one I said I would put aside for now. I'll get back to that in a minute, okay? What I would like to do today is go over again, when I click customer, how did I get this table? Let's do a review for that, and then we'll continue. Okay, let's review that one more time. How do we do that? When we get to the index, I'm just getting an empty page, and the index, the only thing is giving me that button. But when I go to here, go back, man, go billings. When I click on the customer, it's giving me a new page. How did it work? Let's look at it. Let's go back to the index page. And please notice, when I click on the customer, it tells me go to the URL of the dbillings application. Where is that? dbillings, the URLs, here it is. I'm going there, and what else does it tell me? Go look for the link with a name list customers. Okay, I go there. Look at that. Don't look here, look in the names. Here we go, I found it. That means it's going to take me to this function. Let's look at that function. Here it is. So this is what this function is doing. Is doing this work and is showing me this is really the way is opening up the customers. The customers is showing me all the objects. Is in a minute I will go over it, but the most important things is first is taking me to. Let me take this function, put it up. So it'll be nice so you don't get distracted by the other one. This one I did so we don't get an error, but I will bring it back again. In fact, intentionally, I don't want you to see it for now. I put it there so we don't get an error. But this is really what I want to go over again. I'm going to go slowly. We're getting to this page. I'm going to delete all of, by the way, I don't really have to delete. I can only just mark something, you know, but what I would like to do is, the first things is, I don't want to really read the customers. This is like deleting the row. You know, for you, it will be better that I will delete it. Control Z. Let me do it this way. So I won't lose it. I'll put it in the bottom here. I will delete it by the way that I will mark it out, and I want to play with this one. Playing with that, I mean, I want you to understand the whole things. So I'm going to delete this part, and I'm going to delete this part. All what I'm really doing, I'm only, when I get to here, I'm defining a Python variable. This is a Python variable. And the Python variable has only a string saying something like that. Okay, I can write customers, list, whatever we want. Hope you buy. Just to have something so you can see that. This is a Python variable. I want to transfer the Python variable to this template. So the way I do it, I give it a name, a new name. This is the name that will be inside the template. This is the name in Python. So I'm transferring the Python variable inside the template, but it's going to get a different name. It's going to get titles. Let's open this customer list template. Here it is. Remind you, when I open it, hey, look, starting from the base. Starting from the base, that means I will have the button of men in it. Is that right? Okay. And here I would like to do in a minute, I will do something, okay? But here it is, this is it. What I'm gonna do, just for fun, I'm gonna delete the whole things. So it'll be, I am empty. Okay? So let's see how it works. That means I'm transferring the title will go to the template, but since I'm really stupid, I'm not using it. And I will show you how we'll use it later on. For now, I'm just showing I'm empty, okay? I'm gonna keep that code so I won't delete, don't lose it. I will use it in a minute. Okay? But I want you to understand the flow. So I'm gonna go back here, gonna refresh. Go to the main, go to click billings, click customers, and I am empty. You see the flow? Everybody got the flow? From the main, we went to the billings. In the billings, we have those three. We have the man, the customer. When we click on the customer, we get to this page, meaning we're getting to this page. Now is a test, and I want to hear an answer. First form, first certificate. Then we'll give the chance for the one from certificate 2. By the way, look at that. Something bothers me here. I will repeat it. I do man, that's fine with me. I click billings, I get to the billings application, that makes sense to me. I can go back to the main, I can go back to a specific page in the billing application. I can click here, and I get what's supposed to be the customer page. But something bothers me here. Anybody can tell me what bothers me here? If I want to go to the billing application, can I do that? How do I go to the billing application?
You have to add another page of the.
Exactly. I have to add another, because it's not really, I can do it. I can go back again to the main and go to billings, and then I get here. But no, I don't want it that way. When I go to the customer, I do want to be able to go back to the billing right from here. Fair enough?
Yeah.
That makes sense. We'll see, we'll do it many ways, but this is could be really a natural one. How do we do it? What will be the right place? Remember, this is the page that brings us to here. So it has to be done in here. And anybody has an idea, what should I add here? We already have done something like that. Let's see who is the smartest one. Just copy it from somewhere. Here, I will give you a hint. Look at that. When I'm in the main, don't I have a link to the billings?
You do have.
Can I just copy the code for this one?
Yes, you can.
And it should work. Let's try. Very good. Who was that, Patricia or Belinda? Belinda, is that right?
Yes, that was Belinda.
Good job. Very good job. So let's go to the main. I'm going to go to the best man. And here we go. Where's billings? Here it is. I'm just copying the whole thing as it is. And I told you, you'll learn from me how to copy all the time. I'm just going here. I'm going to put it. I go to the customers. That gives me not this one. I want to go to, where is that? That's the customer list. I need to put it here. But I can't just put it this way. I need to put it in a block.
Yeah.
And remind you in the very basic base, like we did it in the, let's go into the basement. We're using the block of the app. We don't want the app. We want like in the index. We want to edit just like this one. All right? So see what I do. I copy for myself the whole things. I go here, put it here. And really what I need, this one I don't need it. Okay? And I just need to put this one inside. And now it will work. This one will add a billing, and it will add the billing right after the main. Let's see if I'm right. Let's go back, refresh. Okay, click billings. Oh, we got man and customer. Let's click. And the man is always there. Why the man? Because we're always inheriting from all the best, the billings. And the billings always put the man there. Now it changed with billings. I can go back. See that? That's pretty cool. That's smart behavior. And we will learn many other methods in the future. For now, okay, we got our menu nicely. And I would like now, this is really not what I want. Okay, so let's start working on it. We got nicely here. By the way, one more things. Let's see here. Not here. Where do I have it? Any one of them? Title. What title you think it should have when we get into the customer page?
And have a.
It should say customer, don't you think?
Yes.
So here is, I can add this one here. And by the way, I will write here customers. But by the way, what this one change? If you look at it right now, it says billings. You see here? Is that right? I'm already in the customer page. Am I right? So
Yes.
here we go. Now if I refresh, it will change it. I refreshed. I go into the main. I'm going again, the whole process just to demonstrate. When I'm in the, now I'm in the billing application, that's fine to say billings. But when I'm clicking here, I do want this one to change to say customers. Let me delete some stuff here so it will be easier to see. And this is an important one. Okay, is that, yeah, here we go. You can see customers, you see that? This one changed to customer just because we just added the title. See, the blocks is very important design. That's very special for Django. By the way, there's called a language inside the Django. It's called Ginger. Okay, so, okay, we changed the title nicely. We had another button. Now let's go back to here. Okay, what eventually we want to be written in the middle here. We didn't really touch anything here. I'm not going to touch here yet. Okay, we'll leave it for some other time. It's really nothing special here. And you will see one day we'll have one session in certificate 2 or 3, more than 3 really. And in fact, there's so many sophisticated ways. I just wanted to show you that you can do almost anything in this framework. But I don't want to waste the time. There's nothing really unique for the left side. So that's why I want to focus now on the body of the page, which is here. You can really move this one here. I want to focus on the body of the page. For now, I just did nothing. I am empty. That's what I wrote here. But now I want to take it out. I want to start with putting the title, transferring right from here. Remember we have a title in Python. We transferred it as a title to the template. I want to use this title. And how do I use it? Very simple. I just write title. What it does, whatever I wrote in the title, it will put it in the page. Let's see if that's true. So this should be changed if I refresh it. And you see, customer list, hope you buy. That's exactly what I wrote in the view. And from the view, I transferred it to the template and I gave it a variable title. By the way, I can call this one anything. You know, you can call it Amos. It won't make any difference. And I put it here, Amos. It will work. Because what it does in Python is calling it Amos, but Amos becomes to be title inside the template. It will work, you will see. I will never do it this way because it doesn't make any sense, but see, it works. And I usually try to keep the same. It helps me not to forget. If I'm going to transfer it as a title, I always call it title underscore, okay? And usually this is not a reserved name and all that stuff that you might get into trouble with. But this one is a good convention to adopt. Okay, now that we have that, we can move on. We know how to transfer that one. Now I want to transfer something else. That's why I copied this one here. I want to use this one. I want to pull data from a database. This line says, go to the customer table. The customer table we define, as you recall in the model. We define it right here. There are three major columns. There's other stuff. We'll talk about them again in a minute. So we have three columns. So I want all the rows in this table, and this table will have three columns. In fact, four columns, the primary key as well. Now, in fact, this is three, because we define that one to be the primary key. So it has only three columns, okay? And I would like to bring all the rows in that table. And the way we do it, we use the name of the table. Every table has an object called objects with plural. And when I do that and I said that all, it means bring all the rows. So here, basically, we're really having all the rows. I'm going to print it here before I even use it. Print. By the way, I'm printing in Python, remember. Okay? All what I'm doing is getting all of them and I'm printing it in Python. Let's do it. The way it was done, and that's very important for your understanding, I click, I refer, but nothing happened normally, but something really did happen here. Okay, look at that here. It's true, I called the rows, I printed them in Python, in fact, in the terminal here. It does show me here, if you notice, customer Jonathan Baranes, customer Michael. This is really because I'm just printing them here, but I'm not using them in the template. I didn't transfer the list to the template. So therefore, nothing really happening there. So what I'm going to do next is I'm saying, okay, this is nice, it works. He knows how to read it from the database. I want to transfer them to the template. So let's make another variable, keep our convention, customers, don't keep underscore, put it there. And here we will keep the underscore. Everybody got it? Now, the template will get this variable. You will know how to get it. So stage number one, before we really processing it, like I use the title, I'm going to use the same things for the customers. By the way, I'm not putting underscore because I transferred it without underscore. Please pay attention. This is the name in the template. This is the name inside the Python. So all the list is going to go to the template. Let's look at it. By the way, the only reason I would put a BR here is to have a little space between the title, and I'll put two lines, two empty lines. BR slash, it's HTML, it's keeping empty lines. Okay, let's see what comes out. I refresh. Hey, look at that. We kept the title. How about we make the title even bolder? So look, but we're getting exactly the same way we printed it. That's not the way I want to show it to the customer. If I show it to some user who say, hey, what is that? I don't understand. And he will be right. But one thing we do, the title transferred to the template and also the list of the customers have been transferred. And that's the key point, first one. Work slowly. So it is working really. It's just not that's what I want. I don't really just to show it that way. And that's what we're going to use. One more step. We're going to use the for loop in Ginger. Remind you, it's look, all the languages has a loop, like a for loop, okay? We're going to do for customer in customers. Remember, customers came from the view. And here I'm going to go over each one of them and do something. So I must close it. Many times I forget, so many times I even do it first before I start working. And end for. Everybody happy? So we're really having a loop here. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to write here, customer, pay attention, it's a singular now. Okay, and we'll put a little line, so each one of them will be in a different line. Okay, so let's see how it will look like. Refresh. It looks much better, isn't it? Do you agree? It simply went over all the customers, and it did for customer in customer. For means do like a loop. Go over each customer. Go customer by customer and show it to me. And it does. And to remind you, and this is the point to remind you, the importance of this function. It's showing the first name and the last name. If I change that one and say like that, look at that. This is so important. I can write first name, okay? Put a space. And I can write here last. I would never do that, yeah? But for instruction is excellent. This is the place when I just say customer is going to activate this special string function. And he's going to write it that way. So let's refresh. You see how he did it? First name, Jonathan. Last name, Baranes. You see that? Everybody see that? I will never really do that.
Yes.
I will do much more sophisticated than that. Okay? But that is really good to understand why many times this function is very important. Okay? And you will use it in many cases, but at least you know what does it do. Honestly, it took me 3 days to understand it when I studied it, because nobody really explained it to me the way it should be. Okay, so I'm going to just add a space here and a plus and bring it back. So when I refresh this one, we'll get the same list as we had before. I still don't like it. I want to make it look like a table. And now we're going to study something else in HTML. How do we make a table? Okay, let me make a table. Okay, I'm going to delete this one for now and I'll put it back. Don't worry. Okay, I'll put it back. I'll just keep it here. How do we make a table? We did it before. It's a good review for you. This is the way we make a table. You can put a T header, by the way. T head, here we go. You can put a TH, by the way. I many times ignore that I put TR, okay? And let's write here, first name. And then, by the way, many times I like to keep it even that way. And then I do TH. This is only for the header, last name. We did that, if you remember. It's a review. And then after that, you don't really have to, but it's good practice to do. It's T-body, T-body. Closing it. What do I do in the T-body? I have rows. So I'm going to do one row, TR. And this time, inside the TR, okay, I think I'm missing here something, don't I? I think I need a TR here as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do need a TR. And let's do it this way so it will be clearer. And this is clearer, at least for the beginning. okay? And please pay attention, it's every column. This is really the title of the column, the first column, the second column. That's for the head. This is really making the last row, the first row. This part making the first row. This is the body. I'm gonna add TD. TD is for data, okay? I'm gonna write Amos. And then I'm gonna add another one, TD, and I'm gonna write Baranis. So far, so good? So I'm having a very simple table, and let's see how it looks like. I deleted that stuff, remember? Oh, here we go. We got a title, we got Amos Paranes, that's nice. If I want another name, it would be very simple. Just take this row and do it again. Okay, just change the names. I put my daughter's name, Shio. Shio means song in Hebrew. So here we go, I will have another row. See, very easy. Hey, now I want to play a game with you. Okay? I don't want to do it this way. I'm going to make a for loop here. I'm going to do it something like that. For one in, let's see if it takes it. It doesn't like it sometimes. 1 to 5. I don't think it will like it, but let's try it. Okay, it's going 5 times, so it's going to put my name 5 times. That's what I wanted. I'm not sure this is will work, but we'll see. Otherwise, I will do a trick. Let's run it. Yeah, it didn't like me. I knew that. I expected it. I tried it once. How do I want to do it? This is the way I usually do. I would put another variable here. Times. Let's call it numbers of times. That's, I know it works. And I'll put this as a range. And range, remember, it's a function in Python. I'll write 5 here. So run 5 times. I'll transfer it as a variable. Okay? I will erase that later on, okay? Don't worry. I'm going to add another one. And I'm transferring it. This one will work. Fair enough? And now when I go to the customers, instead of this one, it will just go from 1 to 5 because this is a range. And I think I missed here the underscore, did I? Yeah, I did. Okay. Now it should work. It should run, you know, I just defined a range. It's really 0 to 4. Remember, this is 0 to 4. And it's, I'm running it 5 times. Okay? If I would play a little bit with that, okay? So I'm running for I in number of times, you will run 5 times. So you will make a table with 5 times this row. You put Amos Baranis 5 times. It should. Okay, let's see now. Refresh. Because of the customers. And here we go. We got it 5 times. If I want it to be 10 times, very simple. Just change it to 10 times. Fair enough? That's it. Here's 10 times. Now a question to you guys. I want to put the number here. How do I put a number here? Anybody wants to help me out? I want to add to the table here to have another column to say number. Is that right? Anybody? but I want to add something here. What should I do here? I should add something here, don't I?
Yes, you have to.
But what do I put here? I put a
An
question
ID.
mark intentionally. Hold a second. You'll see, I'm getting a number, I'm getting question mark. I want to replace it, so say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. What should I put here?
Numbers.
Yeah, but how do I get those numbers? From where? Tell me exactly. Here, I will help you out. I need to use this one. What should I put here? One letter.
1, 2, 3, 4.
I know it's not complicated.
No. A letter. I need a letter. It's not A, it's not B, it's not C, it's not D, it's not, I don't know my.
As we did a primary.
Which letter I'm supposed to put here?
No.
What does it do here? For I in numbers. Take I to be 0, I equal 1, and loop, and loop, and loop, and loop. So if I put I here, the first time I is 0. The next time I is 1. Next time I is 3, etc., etc. Let's see if I'm right. Yeah, I am. Hey, I don't like it starting from 0. Amos is never 0. Is that right? So how will I change it? Anybody? First of all, we learn how you add the numbers. This is really like the index that is going from 1 to whatever numbers there are. How do I make it to go from 1 to 10? Anybody?
Let's go back to the range.
I'm going back to the view.
To the range and check it from the other side.
Very good. 1, 2.
1 to 11.
1, 2.
1 to 11.
Exactly, because it doesn't take the last one. Is that right?
Yes.
Very good. Now it should work. Refresh. And here we go. 1 to 10. See how elegant it is? But I don't like to get the same name. So what we can do? What do you think?
Can change.
So that means we really want, instead of just putting here Amos, we really want to use something from the customers. So the hello is this one. We're going to change this one. We're going to change this one. Let's skip this one here for now. We're going to change this one. We're going to change this one. We want to get the data from somewhere else. We want to get the data here. We don't want to use this one. It's nice, good exercise, but that's really not what we want. We want to get the customer in the table. Okay, we got the customers, we put it here, let's use it. So we're going here now again, and this time we say for customer in customers. Oh, now we're talking about customers. So this is going to loop. It's going to loop customer 1, 2, 3, whatever. Oh, so hold a second. Customer, if you look at the model, it has customer number, first name, last name. Let's use it. So let's take the first customer. Let's take his customer number. Is that right?
Yes.
So I want to print his customer number, whatever it is. That becomes to be really nice and elegant. Instead of 1, 2, 3, 4. I get exactly his customer number. Now, this becomes to be so easy. And you know me, I'm lazy. I go here. If I do that, I would just get this number 3 times. But I'm not interested to see his number 3 times. I want to see his first name. Is that right?
That's right.
And I want to read his last name. So It's really beautiful. I'm putting all the data from the database. What we're doing here, this line, it's a very important line. I'm sorry. And I'm transferring it to the template. In the template, I'm getting the list. I'm looping around all the list. This one, it says go over each row, and for each row, make a row here in HTML. And what I want you to put in the 3 columns, for the number of the customer, put his first name and his last name. That's pretty cool. Let's look at it. Hey, nice, isn't it? You see that?
Yes.
That's pretty cool, isn't it? Do I want the numbers to be going up or down? We talked about that last time. Remember?
Yes, you do.
Can we make it going 1, 2, 3, 4, or is that not important?
It is important.
Let's make it in order.
You know, that will be a hard exercise to the student's certificate too. I would like that if I click on here, it will go from down to up. If I click a second time, it will go the other way around. Let's see if you can do it. That will be exercise for you, okay? But if I want a default, I can always go to the models. And here we go. By the way, if you see, we added the meta and put it to minus. Minus goes from the highest to the lowest. If I take the minus out, it'll go from the lowest to the highest. That's pretty cool. See, from the lowest to the highest. Fair enough? But I want to see if the certificate too will be able to handle that. I click on the name, I want it to be sorted by the name. Click it by the last name, sorted by the last name. If you don't know, you don't need to guess the answer. Look in the Google. Try to find out, how do I sort? How do I sort a query set? This is a query set. We're getting a query set here. How do I sort it based on a field? So when I'm clicking, I have to give him the name of the column I want to sort it by. So you have to do a lot of work here, a very elegant way. And I will teach you some stuff if you can do it. But it would be a really nice try, okay? Not this week, maybe after the visit, okay? This is a very important to be able to study by yourself. But I will show you another, the Ajax is very powerful, much better than this method. So for now, let's leave it this way, okay? Good, we got the list, we transferred it, but that's not what we really want. Let's go back to the code I deleted, and I'm gonna bring it back and show you this is really what we did. Let's go back here. This one I was just playing, okay? I deleted it. After we did all of that, we're deleting it. I think this one also I want to delete. Put this one back. Okay, let's see what we got here. First of all, we have a button. So I'm gonna take all things here. And let's deal with this one first. This one should be easy for you now. We have used that before. The only thing is the design is slightly different. If you look at here, if you notice, we have the A here. See the A? Everybody see the A? Everybody with me? Can you hear me? Hello?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay, good. I didn't know if I lost the internet or not. Okay, thank you. Okay. If you notice, we have an A. It's a link. I put the link to where to go. When I click on the billings, okay? Now, what I really want to do, I want to have, see, I have the A. That's where I want him to go, okay? And the only things inside, instead of just writing something, I could have written something like that. Amos. So that will be a link with the name Amos. Here we go. Refresh. I can click here. You see the mouse change. I click, I'll get an arrow. It opened that one, sorry. It did open. It opened the place where I can type in. In a minute, we'll fix, we'll talk about it. But what I write here, it really depends on what I put inside here. This one, only what it does, it makes it a nice button, looks nice. And inside the button, it says create new customer, okay? And it make it rounded, big letters. I can change it to 15, it will be a little smaller. This is all styling. This one, it tells him, please use the beige peel, means make it rounded edges. Beige primary, make it blue, and all of that. This is all styling. Instead of seeing the word Amos, when I refresh now, we see a nice button. That's all. But the clicking will be the same. Nothing changed. It's only the way it looks like. Good. Now we'll come back to what the clicking does, okay? For now, I just want to focus. This is making a button. Okay, everybody happy?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes,
Let's
sir.
see, what does it really do when this one I click? We know already how to read what it means. You go to the deep billings application. We are in the deep billings application. We go to create customer. The URL of the deep billing, sorry, URL of the deep billings. And go to create customer name. Name, create customer. Yeah, here we go. It means go to this function. And this function I already created for you. This one does something, okay? And the truth of the matter is the first thing what it does, there's two parts of it. First thing is opening a template to put data, and then a second time it comes and enter the data. But I'll talk about it later on. For now, I'm not concerned. It's going to go to this function. It will open a page for me. And that page I can fill up first name, last name, click, it will save it for me. I will go over that in a minute. But what more important for me now to understand, this one is adding a button. When I click on it, it's going to do whatever this function is telling me to do. Next part that I want to add back to here, something that we already have done, okay, which will be very easy to follow. We put it here. And by the way, it should really have another div here in the end. Okay, let me break it slightly. I commented to Daniel to organize your code. See, I'm starting with a div. Div is a block of HTML in website. Okay, so I have the first div. Then inside the div, I have a table. See that? I have a table. Let me move that one a little bit to the right here. And one more. Oops, sorry. Okay, so I have a div, and it's closing with a div, is a block. Then I have a table, and it is closing with a table. Fair enough? This one I will move a little bit to the right. Okay, then what do we have? Then, by the way, this will be a good habit to always put a TD. It doesn't have, it will be nice to you. It will not make a trouble. I like to put it many times. I even use it, give it even a name, and close it with a TD. okay? This is the body like we did before, remember? We have a loop here, we'll talk about it in a second, but please notice what we did. This one, by the way, the reason is, this is for styling purposes, okay? This is for styling. So let's leave it for next semester. For now, it's just make the table look nice. That's it. But forget about it. That's what important. The same things is here. We're making a table, and that table is gonna really look much nicer if you don't put it this one. And we talk style here, we put it 40, so the size of the table will be only 40% of the size of the page. But that's not the concern we have for now. This one we already know, don't we? T-head, this is TH, TR, TR, and this is the columns. That's the titles of the columns. We'll have a column with a number, customer number, then we have buttons. We're gonna have buttons for view, update, and delete. So I have number, customer name, view, update, delete. This is also, again, make every row looks nice, okay? So let's leave that for now. That's really the first row, the first column, the first row, sorry, the head, okay? This one we already saw, customer in customers. And here we do the same things, customer dot customer number. We get in their name. Then we put customer first name next to it, the last name. So all that we already have done. And here is the loop. So nothing really here we did last time, we already have done it today. So let's look at it again. Refresh. And here we go, nice. We're getting rid of this table. The other thing is I put in the number, I combined our first name and last name together. And this one, I just made a column, but I didn't do anything here. I just wrote something. And this one we're gonna deal with in a minute. Questions so far. That's what we did last time. And that's what we stopped. I thought it's very important that we do a review, okay? And I hope it's a little better now. Is it, guys? Please give me a feedback. Everybody, turn on your camera so I can see you. Mildred, are you still there?
Belinda is in Mildred's person.
Here's Belinda. Is Patricia joined us?
No,
Jeremiah, how you doing?
I'm okay.
Good. Mark, you doing good?
Yeah, I'm good.
I think this is a little better. I think this was hard. It is hard. Honestly, you should go over that 5 times. Even if you know it, go over that again. That's what I do many times. Honest to God, if you look at my, let me share my screen again. Show you what I do over and over and over. And I'm expert on this field. But this is such a hard field. Okay? Let me go over here. Let me show you this one. This is a really, really hard topic. Very hard topic. Okay? This is extremely hard topic. Okay? But I go over it. I think I went over this page, not this page, in different books on the same topic, and always when I find this topic, I reread it. This is such a hard, it's called speed up your Python program with concurrency. That's one of the hardest topics, by the way. And there's so many ways you can do it. Parallelism, concurrency, what the difference between them. I even invented my own, which I put it inside a process, which is really hard and it works. Luckily, I managed to do it. This is a very hard topic. Honestly, only this page I read at least 3 or 4 times. This specific page. And there are so many. By the way, here we go. Another one on the same topic, but in a different angle. Different angle. So what? So I read it. Here we go. Asynchronic I/O in Python. Very complex topic. Extremely complex. But that's so beautiful. And what I did, I implement it when I trade options. I do finance applications. I took this method and I put it inside this method. Which one? This one or this one? Isynchronic. No, this is iterator on this one. Which one? I forgot. Hold a second. Yeah, this one. It's hard stuff. It really is hard stuff. In concurrency. In concurrency, really, this is when we get to the end of certificate 3. I don't know if I even touch it. I'm afraid to touch it, but we'll see how we do based on that. But this is a beautiful, beautiful topic. Beautiful. It's hard. So what I'm really trying to tell you is, okay, don't be afraid of hard stuff. Don't be discouraged. And you repeat, then you becomes to be really good. And then you even invent by yourself stuff that other people don't know how to do. So today's session, I repeated what I did last time. And I know it's really hard. I'm just going to add buttons to that table. And we'll finish the session for today, okay? Then we'll start certificate 2. Only I will add the buttons. I'm not going to implement them. We implement them on Sunday, okay? But please go over what we did today. I hope with the video from last time, the video I'm going to upload it today, you will be able to go over it over the weekend. Come ready for Sunday, we'll finish that table, okay? So let me share the screen again. Everybody should know how to make a button now. This one I don't need. Everybody should know how to make buttons. Instead of writing here, but this, we can just write this. I want to say, I think I used I used nice buttons last time. So let me copy for myself, if you don't mind. I think I put it here. What's the name of that customer list? Here we go, customer list. Okay, I think I used the nice buttons. Here we go, TD, here we go. We have view, view, update, and delete. Yeah, those 3 I need. I'm just gonna copy them instead of wasting my time. And I'm gonna replace those 3. You see those 3? This one gonna come before instead of those one. By the way, I like this way, to write it this way, it's better, clearer. And by the way, it's the same things. Here, you could have write it this way. You know, and many times I do it. So between the two, the TD, this is for one column. Here I'm gonna put a customer number I don't need. So this one, it's gone. I'm missing one. I have update, I have delete. I'm missing one, isn't it? Let's see, I didn't copy one. Anybody can help me? Where is it? Here it is. I think I'm missing one. I have delete, I have update, and yeah, I don't need, okay, I got it. I know what I did. I don't need that number there. I put it just for reference. Okay, I got my mistake. Close it, put it back here. Yeah, we don't need this one. Okay. So we're gonna have 3 buttons. TD, it means column, for this column. So we have 3 columns instead of those 3. So I'm gonna delete those 3. I'm also going to, so see, this is really make it a nice button. I have a link and I have a nice button inside. You see the SP? This is really making it a nice button. This one gonna get me an error. So what I'm gonna do, and that's what we do next week on Sunday, I'm gonna delete it so we don't get an error. When you put a hash, it means do nothing. So when you click on it, it will not do anything. It's really stupid, yeah, but for now, I just want to demonstrate just how we make a button. Fair enough? So we have a link, but that link doesn't do anything. Inside, I'm putting a nice button. One will say view, one will say update, one will say delete, and it will have a nice rounding stuff. This is the badge info. It's a different color. You see a badge primary, it's a different color. And this one's supposed to be warning. It's really delete, be careful. So it's changing the styling. And next week we talk about this one. This should be really easy, by the way. The hard stuff is behind us. Okay, let's just look at the way the table look like. Refresh it, and here we go. See, this is when I put the mouse is on it. By the way, the colors here is only the styling we talked about. This is really the styling of the span. But when I click, it's not going to do anything. You see, none of them is doing anything. Next week, we talk about each one of them. And when I click on it, it will view the data about the emos. When I click on it, it will open another screen so I can change the first name or last name. And this one, if I want to delete the row, okay? And that will end our really studying. Then we start preparing for the exam, and you work on the game store with your mentor, how to utilize it. So next week, let me put back all the links. So next week we will work on it. Okay, now it will give me an error. If I would try to refresh, it should give me an error because I didn't define them. You see, I should get an error. Makes sense. So next week, we'll continue in this point. Questions, guys? I hope it's clear. Is that right?
Yes.
Beautiful. I'm very happy. And every mentor, please do make sure you go over with your student. Okay, their exam is coming up right after I come back from Uganda. We'll have the exam. Okay, Jeremiah, you doing good?
Yes.
Good. And how about Jerome? Is he back?
Not yet.
I think he's supposed to be back.